Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm really glad to see you here, and please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, put a big thumbs up and turn on notifications so you don't miss my new videos. Also, I want to remind you about my closed group where I'm sharing my trading signals free of charge. So to get into this group, you should write me code word signal in my Telegram. The link to it will be in the description box. Let's trade. Today we will trade with you using the Bollinger Bands indicator. This indicator will help us to determine the price boundary from which there will be a movement in the opposite direction in the near future. In order to connect this indicator, I press this button in the upper left corner. Then click on the menu button and a list of indicators opens in front of us. Select from the list Bollinger Band. To configure this indicator, I press this button and the indicator settings menu opens in front of us. We will set the value 14 in the upper column. We will put the number 2 in the lower column, then click Save. Our indicator is ready to work. We also see that the channel with borders and a moving average has appeared on the chart. This indicator works. What is a signal for opening a deal? The signal is the moment when the price approaches the border of this indicator, which means that in the near future there will be a pullback in the opposite direction. Also, if the price momentum goes beyond the limits of this indicator, and at this moment we will be able to catch this movement and also open a deal in the opposite direction, then such an entry point will be the best. And in such a situation, it is more likely that the price will still continue to move in the opposite direction. Also, with ascending and descending trends, you can open trades from the moving average of this indicator. That is, for example, in a downtrend, you can open deals at the moment when the price approaches the moving average. In this case, the moving average will serve as a downtrend line from which the price will also bounce and move down. Similarly, with an uptrend, it is worth opening deals to increase from the moving average, but do not forget that this indicator is an auxiliary tool of technical analysis. Therefore, first of all, we conduct a technical analysis. We pay attention to the support and resistance levels, also internal levels, and only then we take into account the hints of this indicator. Be sure to watch this video till the end, and in our trading today there will certainly be different situations and you will be able to see how to work with this indicator by example. So guys, let's get started and look at the first situation in the market. So guys, here we see that at the moment the price has gone beyond our indicator. There is also an internal level of support. In this situation, I suggest opening a deal for 1 minute to increase. I think that in this situation the price is more likely to roll back up in the near future, since the price touched this level for the first time in the last 15 minutes. I think a correction is more likely to occur. Our entry point was also confirmed by our indicator. So guys, let's wait for the end of our first deal and see what result it will bring to us. Well guys, the price has slowed down and yet there has been a slight pullback up, and we are here with you in time to close our deal in profit. 1 minute was enough for us. Perhaps in this situation it would have been necessary to open a deal for 2 minutes, but in any case our deal went in and this indicator gave us a good entry point. Not a bad start. I propose to continue and consider the following market situation. Here we see that the price has reached the border of our indicator with an impulse. There is also an internal resistance level here. In this situation, I suggest opening a deal for 1 minute to decrease. Just at the moment, the price is already beginning its movement to the bottom. I think that in this situation, a rollback is more likely to occur. And so guys, let's wait for the end of our deal. Great friends, the price really continued its downward movement and we are making a profit here. This indicator also helped us to determine a good entry point from which there was a pullback down. Everything is going great, let's continue. So guys, here we also see that at the moment the price has gone beyond our indicator with an impulse. We open a deal here for 1 minute to decrease. There is also an internal resistance level here, and in this situation I think that some kind of correction and slight pullback down are more likely to occur. And just at the moment a red candle is already beginning to form. And so guys, let's wait for the end of our deal. Quite well, guys, there really was a small pullback down and we are making profit here. 1 minute was just enough for us. Also, this level helped us to determine the upper limit of the price from which the pullback occurred. Let's continue and consider the following market situation. And so guys, we are on the same currency pair after a while. Here we see that after the pullback, the price continued its movement to the main resistance level. In this situation, I also suggest opening a deal for 1 minute to decrease. The price has not yet reached the main resistance level, but it has moved beyond the limits of our indicator. Also after that, a red candle began to form, and in this situation, a pullback to the bottom is more likely to occur. So guys, let's wait for the end of our deal. Great guys, the rollback still happened and we are making a profit here. 1 minute was enough for us. Also this indicator helped us to determine the upper limit of the price again. Let's continue and consider the following market situation. Here we see the resistance level, and we also see that at the moment the price has broken through this level and moved out of our indicator with an impulse. Also at the moment the price has stopped in this situation, I propose to open a deal for a reduction for 1 minute. I think that in this situation there will be a small correction, a small pullback to the bottom, since as in most cases after an impulse breakout of the level, a rollback occurs. So guys, let's wait for the end of our deal. Quite good guys, we got into a certain pro trade and the downward movement still continued and we managed to close our deal in profit. 1 minute was enough for us. Also this indicator helped us again to determine the upper limit of the price over which the pullback occurred. Everything is going great, let's continue, consider the following market situation. Here we see the support level. We also see that at the moment there is an impulse upward movement from the level of the border of our indicator. In this situation, I also offer 1 minute deal for a decrease. I think that in this situation there will still be some kind of correction, a slight pullback down, since there is also an internal resistance level here. And so guys, let's wait for the end of our deal. So guys, a rather dangerous moment, a small pullback, and in the closing point of the deal turned out to be lower than the opening point, so I get a profit here. Also this indicator helped us to determine the upper limit of the price again. Let's continue, consider the following market situation. Here we see that there is a downward movement. The main price highs are getting lower. In this situation, I suggest to open a deal for 2 minutes to decrease. The price has just reached the upper limit of our indicator. I think that in this situation, there will be at least a small pullback at the bottom and the downtrend will continue its movement. So guys, let's wait for the end of our deal. Great guys, the downtrend continued its movement. We are making a profit here with you, and this indicator again helped us to determine the upper limit of the price from which the pullback occurred. Everything is going great, let's continue. And so guys, here we also see that at the moment the price breaks through the resistance level with an impulse and goes beyond our indicator. In this situation, I suggest opening a deal for 1 minute to decrease, even taking into account the upward momentum. I think that in the near future there will still be a pullback, because as in the most cases, after an impulse breakout of the level, there is some kind of correction, a small pullback down. I think that in this situation 1 minute will also be quite enough. So guys, let's wait for the end of our deal. Well, it's quite good friends. After the impulse upward movement, there was an equally impulsive downward movement. And here we are getting great confident profit. 1 minute was enough for us. Also this indicator again helped us to determine the upper limit of the price from which the pullback occurred. Everything is going great. Let's continue to consider the following market situation. Here we see that there is a good confident uptrend and the moving average of our indicator serves as a support line for the uptrend, from which the price is pushed up. Just at the moment the price has approached the moving average of our indicator. In this situation, I suggest opening a deal for 3 minutes to increase. 3 minutes also with a margin, taking into account the rollback down, since the price may roll back to the lower limit of our indicator, but in this situation the price is still more likely to continue its upward movement in the near future, since the price here also has a good potential for an increase. So guys, let's wait for the end of our deal. Great guys, the price really continued its upward movement and we are making profit here. 3 minutes was enough for us. Maybe 2 minutes would have been enough for us in this situation, but I opened a deal with a margin. See, this indicator again helped us to determine the lower point of the pullback. Everything is going great. Let's continue consider the following market situation. And so guys, here we see that the price has confidently and impulsively gone beyond our indicator. In this situation, I also suggest opening a deal for 1 minute to decrease. In this situation, it is more likely that after impulsive upward movement, some kind of correction and pullback will occur. In such a situation, as a rule, 1 minute will be quite enough. So friends, let's wait for the end of our deal. Quite good, friends! There has really been a pullback down and we are making a profit here with you. 1 minute was enough for us, and this indicator again helped us to determine the upper limit of the price from which the pullback occurred. Let's continue. Consider the following market situation. Here we see that there has been an upward pullback from the support level. I think the price will continue its movement towards the support level. In this situation, I suggest opening a deal for 2 minutes to decrease, since the price at the moment has approached the upper limit of our indicator from which a pullback is more likely to occur. And so guys, let's wait for the end of our deal. Great guys, the price really continued its movement to the bottom and we are getting a profit here. 2 minutes was enough. Also, this indicator helped us to determine the upper limit of the price from which the pullback occurred, and the price continued its movement to the support level. Everything is going well, let's continue. So guys, here we see a similar situation. We also see that the price goes beyond the limits of our indicator with an impulse. Also, the main price highs are getting lower. In this situation, a rollback is also likely to occur. So guys, let's wait for the end of our deal. Quite good guys, indeed there was a pullback down and we are making a profit here with you. Also, this indicator in turn again suggested a good entry point and helped us to determine the upper limit of the price. As I said, with a downtrend it is better to open downtrends. From the upper limits of this indicator, in such a situation they work themselves out perfectly. Let's continue. Consider the following market situation. Here there was a pullback from the support level to the internal resistance level. In this situation, I will suggest opening a deal for 1 minute to decrease. Since the price has reached this area by impulse, I think that in this situation there will be some kind of correction, at least a small pullback down. So guys, let's wait for the end of our deal. Well, it's quite good guys, the price has really rolled back down and we are making profit here. Also, this indicator again suggested a good entry point from which a rollback occurred. Everything is going great, let's continue to consider the following market situation. And so guys, here we see the resistance level. We also see that at the moment the price has broke through this level with an impulse and has gone beyond our indicator. In this situation, I will suggest opening a deal for 1 minute to decrease. I think that in the near future there will also be a correction and slight pullback to the bottom, since as in most cases after an impulse breakout of the level a pullback occurs, our indicator also told us about it. So guys, let's wait for the end of our deal. Well, it's not bad guys, the price continued its upward movement for some time, but after that there was a rollback and 1 minute was enough for us. Also, this indicator gave us a good entry point and helped us to determine the upper limit of the price. Meanwhile, I already have $2,000 on deposit. I propose to open another last deal for today. Now I have found a suitable situation in the market and we will continue. Here we see a strong support level, and we also see that at the moment the price is approaching our level quite confidently with impulse candles. Also, at the same time the price goes beyond our indicator. In this situation we can open a deal for 1 minute to increase. Just the price has reached the support level, this is a good point to open a deal. I think that in this situation a pullback is more likely to occur and 1 minute will be quite enough here. So guys, let's wait for the end of our deal. Well guys, a small pullback has occurred and we still managed to close our deal in profit. 1 minute was just enough for us. In the meantime, I have almost $3,000 on deposit. I suggest to finish this. Also, all market situation here worked out perfectly. This indicator suggested a good entry point to us. Thank you for watching this video till the end. I hope you learned something new today. And if you want to get into my closed group, you should write me a code word signal in my Telegram. The link to it will be in the description box. And I will see you next time.